look away,
I'm
Eva
sorry.
Heinemann.
No,
Yeah.
I was hoping you'd get me in sooner. I wanted to change my background, but I don't have time to change my background now.
Oh, sorry, but your background looks fine.
Well, no,
What?
I was in a Tony Award background.
There we go. Oh, I see. It's fine. It looks great. You look great, Eva. How you doing? How was your year overall in terms of theater?
Okay, I wrote everything down because it's early in the morning. I don't think so well. So you said you wanted me to talk about the season. I want to mention my favorite theater company, New Light Theater Project, that was very busy this year. They had 4 shows: The Greatest Hits down Route 66, Friends with Amenities, This Is Not a Time of Peace, and The Lights Are On. They're each so different from one another, and they never disappoint me. They haven't had a clunker yet. Usually one of my favorite companies or whatever has a clunker, never them. That look out for them.
Sure,
My
sure. New
favorite
Light
play this
Theater Company. Yeah. All
what?
right. New
All
Light
right. My
Theater. Yeah. Hmm.
New Light Theater Project. I mean, I've been in love with them for years. And I mean, they never let me down. They're fabulous. My favorite play this year, without beyond a shadow of doubt, The Ally. It was brilliant. I can't believe it was written before the hostages take over and all the nonsense that's going on right now, because it was very prescient and it really captured all the, feelings that Jews go through with everything that's thrown at us all the time. And you can still see this. It's going on until June 30th. It's called Here Comes the Blueberries at New York Theater Workshop. And it's a photograph album that was sent to the Washington Jewish, Holocaust Museum. And it's about the Auschwitz soldiers, people there enjoying themselves. They're having vacations. They're sad because there's no blueberries while they're killing hundreds and thousands of Jews. And then there's this really good story about foreign correspondence called Breaking the Story. And it mentions Stephen Vincent at the end when they show all the people killed in action. And he was like a neighbor of mine. And I forgot to mention, our family has donated a lot of stuff to that Washington Museum for the Holocaust from our own family, because we had this guy, Hilmer, that was on board the St. Louis. And then some just shows also. I'm trying to talk fast because I know I don't have that much time.
Yeah, I'm also
I'm
trying
glad.
to parse all the things you're saying, but yeah. But okay, let's get to the category though, because I want to have enough time so that we can talk very specifically about the category that you have chosen to talk about, a big one, lead actor in a Broadway musical, and the nominees are Brody Grant for The Outsiders, Jonathan Groff in Merrily We Roll Along, Dorian Harewood in The Notebook, Brian Darcy James for Days of Wine and Roses, and Eddie Redmayne, who's in Cabaret at the Kit Kat Club. So, Eva Heinemann, your thoughts on lead actor?
Okay. Well, first of all, Brian Darcy James, I adore him. He's fabulous. He's great. But Days of Wine and Roses was a horrible musical. And I love Adam Guttell. A Light in the Piazza is one of my favorite scores of all time. This was boring. The only thing going for it was that Brian Darcy James and Kelly O'Hara have beautiful singing voices. That's not enough to get a Tony Award. I mean, they've done brilliant things in the past. They'll do brilliant things in the future. He doesn't belong here. Dorian Harewood in The Notebook. Oh my God, that show. Um, what's her name? Michelson. Her music is first note, you're crying. I mean, they sell tissue boxes in the lobby for good reason. And he was just so good as the older guy, looking after his Alzheimer wife. He was wonderful. And Brody Grant, I mean, he got a Theater World Award because he was just amazing in The Outsiders. I mean, for a Broadway debut, it's a sort of a West Side Stories kind of thing. Eddie Redmayne was just bizarre in Cabaret. I mean, it had some brilliant moments and some terrible moments, badly directed. I mean, it's very good, but no, there's only one person that deserves this, that better get it. And like Daniel Radcliffe said, if he doesn't get it, I'm going to burn down the theater. Jonathan Groff and Merrily We Roll Along was the most brilliant performance I have ever seen of all time. Because I went back to see it again. I paid full price. I paid basically $500 so Alfie and I could go see this. That's how much I wanted to see it, because I saw it off Broadway. And I had my binoculars because I really wanted to see his expressions. In the beginning, you could just see his wistful, like, what have I done with my life? and he's all hardened and dead-eyed. And then you see him in the beginning, and his eyes are actually glistening. They're glistening with the youth and the innocence. I mean, just expressions were incredible. I'm like, oh my God, it's the most amazing performance. I mean, it's like Edward Duran in Dead Outlaw, where he has to play dead with his eyes open for like half an hour. He's just there, not blinking, dead. I mean, there's some performances that are just so remarkable because there are no words. It's all in the eyes and expression, or
Now,
lack of in the case of a dead person.
so do you think Groff will win? I know he's obviously your choice. Is he? Do you think he's the Tony's choice or?
I think
Yeah,
I think so because I can't imagine anyone not because for Amira, I mean, Merrily We Roll Along is definitely going to get Best Revival because they've taken this show that has just been that we love but it has been so maligned because it's just a terrible story, and they fixed it, and somehow Maria Friedman, I mean, it's just one of the best productions of Merrily, and I've seen about 3 or 4 of them. And I also discovered something interesting about Merrily because every time you see a show that you've seen a lot of, you get something new out of it. And you know Follies, right?
yeah, I do.
The
Yeah.
Sometimes Follies. Think of Ben singing "The Road You Never Take never comes to mind, does it?" He's Ben. Frank is Ben.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I see that. I see that. Well, yeah.
I mean, and then he's got the whole live, love, laugh. Oh, look how happy I am. I'm successful, blah, blah, blah. And then he falls apart and has a nervous breakdown.
Well, that.
He really, oh my God, he's like developed the Ben character in Merrily We Roll Along. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool.
Now, let me ask Eva Heinemann because it's cool. We have gotten through the category. Let me then go back to some more of the off, because very few of our critics venture off Broadway. You do. So, what are some other off shows that you really, really like this year? Off theater companies that you're really into?
Oh, well, New Light is an off Broadway theater company. So
Mhm.
that they never get nominated for anything. Wait, I'm sorry. I keep playing around with things and picking wrong things to because I have to write like I say. Um, let's see. Well, Mary Gets Hers at Playwrights Realm. It was this bizarre medieval story and Russian Troll Room. I saw that during the COVID where it was online and now it was on stage and it worked both ways. And I just want to say that Diane Weist was back in Scene Partners, Scene something. So yeah, but also I want to talk about some snubs at the Tonys.
Oh, yes, please,
Excuse
please.
me,
Yeah, yeah.
that was another one of your questions. Excuse me, what happened to How to Dance in Ohio? That was such a good production. And I'm sorry, but I loved Heart of Rock and Roll. It was a fun story. And The Wiz, I mean, the choreography was incredible. I mean, there was some good elements in The Wiz. I don't know why they were just nothing, just shocking.
Because that does happen with Tony voters and award voters in general. They'll love a show, and then they'll nominate a whole bunch of things from a show that they really love, and then a show that they're not into at all, even if there are elements that should be recognized, they'll sometimes be like, I forgot about The Wiz, I forgot about Heart of Rock and Roll, and they won't even give anything, which isn't obviously, which is not necessarily fair. Oh, I
But
think
The Wiz
yeah.
and Part of Rock and Roll were right there, not to be forgotten, because they opened during
Oh, yeah, they're
the
still
flood
around. But
of.
in other words, people just if they shrugged at it, even walking in to the Huey Lewis and the news-based musical Heart of Rock and Roll, they kind of went, "Oh, jukebox musical," expecting that. It's kind of what they got, and then they walked away saying, "Okay, that's not the Tony Award worthy." But you're feeling like, hey, there are elements of these shows that you liked that should have been recognized.
Yeah. Oh, and also there was a theme this year for theater. I mean, across the boards, off Broadway, and Broadway. It was the poor guy versus the rich guy.
Hmm. Interesting. Some examples. Some other examples.
Oh, look at The Outsiders. You have the poor working class. You got the Soch and the whatever they were called. I don't know The Outsider. I never saw the movie. I never saw the book, so it was all new to me.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, I can't think off the top of my, but it's just like if you go back and look at everything. Oh, The Notebook. The Notebook. She wants her daughter to marry a doctor, a lawyer, not this poor working schlub.
And even Maryland
Um,
has a class structure because essentially one person gets really, really famous and well known, and the others are kind of just laboring along. So there's class in Merrily too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patriots, you have the autocratic guy and Putin, the poor guy who turns out to be a friggin' nightmare. I mean, Patriots is fascinating. But if you go back and think about every single thing you've seen, you'll see it's all poor versus rich.
Well, we have an embarrassment of riches, ladies and gentlemen, on our Broadway special with people like Eva Heinemann. Eva, please tell us where we can watch High exclamation point drama second exclamation point.
Oh, on YouTube and go to Eva Heinemann High Drama because otherwise you'll get me as an anime. I'm Eva Heinemann the monster apparently, which cracks me up. And
Never.
also I'm
Only
on I'm on
yeah.
yeah, I'm still on Twitter, although they call it X, but I still call it Twitter, on 6_second_review. And then on Facebook, it's www.facebook.com/hidramas, HIDRAMAS. And of course, on public access every other week on all those stations.
Well, it is dramatically exciting always to talk to Eva Heinemann. Eva, I want to wish you a very, very happy season to come, and we'll have you back in the neighborhood soon.